I like that. All these interesting concepts, expressions, whatever you call them. These short quotes. Yeah, short quotes. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice. You won't be happy until you choose to be happy, or whatever it says on the thumbnail. Yeah, yeah, that's true in a lot of ways. You know, if you could just be happy with the sex that the person you're with, that your significant other has to offer, you could just be happy with that and not really worry about all the other stuff. Like, where was you at? What's on your phone? Blah, 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 la, 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 la. Who was you talking with? Like, once you get older, you just don't care about that stuff anymore. You're supposed to trust one another. If they want to tell you something, they'll tell you something. If they don't want to tell you, they're not going to tell you. And if you ask and they feel like they have to lie, they're going to lie. So it's better not to even ask. I done learned that the hard way. Like I learned a lot of that in my early 20s. Late teens, early 20s. And by the time I was 24, by the time I was like 23, 24, like I done had it. Like, you know, we can have a relationship and stuff, but I'm not going to be inquisitive. I'm not gonna ask questions. It's like, if you're happy, then I'm happy. So like, that's all you gotta be like. Like, if your person's happy, then you be happy. Stop with all that insecurity BS. And those unhappy folks, they just go back and forth, like arguing or whatever, and it's not worth it to be like that. You know? That's why you see a lot of relationships, and it's like they don't talk to each other. It's like they don't really talk to each other. No, when they're alone together, they talk to each other. They don't talk to each other a lot in front of you or in front of the camera. It's like, that's kind of weird. That's because they've learned to just leave each other alone while they're doing something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, learn to give each other some space. They've already learned how to just cope with that and deal with that. But yeah, like, I've been single 10 years. Like, reaching like 7, 8, 9 years, it's like, it started to freak me out a little bit. And then so yeah, like, I had to get over it. I'm over it. You know, like, I'm not trying to give myself heart disease or like a rheumatoid arthritis flare up, you know? And like, all right, I got disconnected. It's AT&T BS. But yeah, I'm about to fix me another coffee. I was just like seeing if it would work with the algorithm like it did last time, and it don't. It don't. Happiness is a choice. Yeah, but you can't be happy and not masturbate. I'd be having wet dreams. I'd be having like an erection. Like, no, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. You see, men have a prostate, And you don't want to get to where you're like in your 50s and then you have to go to the doctor and then the doctor put his finger up your butt trying to milk your prostate forcefully. Because if you don't masturbate, if you don't ever have any orgasms, by the time you're in your 60s, your prostate's going to be so big that it's going to be like full of cancer. So like, you know, like all that fluid that's clear that comes out, not the white stuff, but the clear stuff, that's prostate. It's like added lubricant or something. It's like pre-lubricant for the sperm. But yeah, some folks, you know, they didn't go to school, they don't know this. Like, if it's any type of cancer, I try to learn about it and why. Because back in the old days, they would cut it out, and then the man wouldn't able to be, like, he wouldn't be able to get his goober hard anymore. And it's sad, very sad. And I don't think women have a prostate. For women, it's something else. So, if y'all were a woman, maybe y'all know. The Skene's gland, they have the Skene's gland. That's the guy that decided to label it, discover it. I guess that's his name. I don't know. Yes, everybody knows women have eggs, and that's why they have their period. But yeah, they do have a gland. Prostate gland for men, women gland, Skene's gland. Because one of my exes was like, what is that? Like, how do they do that? And I'm like, they're blessed, but I didn't say the Skene's gland because that's what I knew that was what the name of it was. It's like the part that gives the lubricant. And yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know whether they have to worry about trying to maintain that. You know, like if they never have sex or masturbate, like I don't know if they could develop cancer or something. But yeah, humans live a long time. You know, we live pretty long lives, so try not to freak out about it. Like if you've been single a long time, it's just like work. You got to treat it like work, and you got to learn how to say no, and you know, don't lead people on. You know, don't have the boss man thinking that you're happy with your job when you're not. You know, it's okay to explain some things here and there, like and sometimes folks quit. They quit, they might come back later on, and the same goes for relationships. Just because y'all break up don't mean that y'all don't have to be together ever again. But a lot of people, they don't change. Or maybe they do when they're older. But, you know, it's just like, how do you want to live your life? What kind of relationship do you want to have? And you got to be particular about that, because if you're not, you could end up with a relationship you're not happy with. And I think that folks have to like have that talk before they start getting real serious and stuff like that, like, because then you're gonna want something else, and then they're gonna be wondering why, and then like or vice versa. So yeah, I feel for a lot of y'all that are single and don't want a relationship. I feel for y'all. That kind of, that's like a red flag. It's like a red flag. Like in relationships, before they get real serious, there'll be lots of red flags. Like, there'll be some red flags. But, yeah, you learn not to make a big deal about it. Like, stop making little problems big problems. Happiness is a choice. Lower your expectations, but know what you want. Don't settle for less if you have certain qualities that you're looking for in a person. Because at the end of the day, it ain't about money. It's about the qualities of the person. Because y'all could be happy together and be poor. Y'all could be happy, like y'all could be unhappy together and have lots of money. Like, it goes both ways. People are complicated, so, I just figured I'd go ahead and explain it again. And it's not always going to be in the same way, but the more a person explains things, the better off. The better off folks will understand. Gonna get my cup of coffee. Well, all right. Man, it is so boring trying to entertain yourself on a live stream. I seen this woman. She has 540,000 subscribers. She's like a little Asian woman from like Korea or something. She's so beautiful, but she doesn't go live like at all. And like because I was wondering, I was like, what happened to Yuna? Because her name's Yuna. Like, I ain't gonna say like the rest of her name, but she went live like one time last year, and then I saw that she went live again like the other day. So I think she might start going live or something. But how did she get those 540,000 subscribers? It must have been from her YouTube shorts. She would get in and be dancing. Because I don't know if y'all remember when one of those like Korean like electronic songs was real popular, and it was like sounds about a kitty cat or something. Ask her ride. Oh, man, I forgot how to pronounce it. Anyways, you go to the YouTube shorts from that song. Like, when you get on the YouTube shorts, if it's like a trending song or a viral song or something, or just a song that you like in general, you go to the YouTube shorts and then you click on the song, and then it'll show you like all the YouTube shorts that's been posted with that song. So I was like subscribing like 4 or 5 women that was like Asian women. They look like Korean women because they're really white. They're all really white. Like, a lot of the natives that was in like South America and the United States, they was dark. They was really dark complected. They had been here for a really long time, and there was probably like had mixed genetics with everybody from around the world. Honestly, like they look like dark Asians with like they look different. Like they look like Indians, but yet they looked Asian, and then some of them looked more African, and then some of them looked more Caucasian. It was weird. It was weird. But like I haven't looked at a lot of old photos, but they are out there. The red man. The red man, the Indian chiefs. Cause like a bunch of them from northwest. There's a lot of like white Asian looking natives up there. You know, like those people living like up in the cold, like in the polar vortex type stuff, like in the North Pole type stuff. Those Inuits. And like I heard one time on like online playing a video game, and I was like, oh, you're like I said, well, like what do you call them? Not an igloo, but an Eskimo. And she did not like that. She didn't like that at all. Like she was like, no, like that's racist or something. It's like they think that all these terms are like, so I didn't know that it was like a derogatory term. It's like, psh, I didn't know. Inuit. So that's the real name, is an Inuit? Whatever. Anyways, they're really white. They're really white. They're like super white. And yeah, people get that white from not having any sun. Like, so their habitat, their environment, if it's not sunny, they're gonna become white over like 2,000 years. And if it is sunny, they're gonna become dark over 2,000 years. So a lot of the folks that's in America, they're gonna be dark in 2,000 years. Like, you know, like just like it's like evolution type thing. Because it's freaking hot. It's freaking hot in America. Like from Central America, like on down, like Central US on down, it is super hot. But like when you go up north, it's cold as fuck. Like, but the sun still comes out, you know. But a lot of people, I guess, you know, they don't like to get a lot of sun. So I mean, it might not. People might not get dark so fast. Yeah, it's strange. All that genetic stuff's really complicated. But how they run their company. Oh yeah, I was saying that the rarest people are red-haired, green-eyed folks, like the Irish, the Scottish. I don't know what it is either, because a bunch of them Australians, the original, like the indigenous Aboriginal Australians, they was like really brown, like almost black with red hair. How'd they get that red hair? From people selling, and then, you know, it's a long story. Like, there's probably many theories. And then, yeah, like, see, I noticed that I have blonde hairs right there. But like my grandma, she had red hair. And so, like, I think the red hair, like in your genetics, it'll turn blonde. Like when you mix with somebody else, like there's a possibility for it to be more blonde. And so maybe that's where blonde folks You know, like it's just complicated. Like I don't even know because like what type of monkey that you see has blonde hair? Do they have hair? Like are there blonde-haired monkeys and apes? Because like I see the ones with black, the ones with brown, like the gorillas, the chimpanzees, and then the orangutans. The orangutans have red hair, but I don't know like what is an ape with blonde hair? Like I don't see those. You know, it's like that's that abominable snowman type stuff with the white hair. uh, the Yeti in Asia, he's got red hair. The Sasquatch, like they always put the Sasquatch, the Bigfoot with brown hair. But like there was this Gigantopithecus, like they only have like a finger bone. It's like a big ape, like 10 foot tall, and I think they depicted with red hair, like an orangutan. Oh man, good times, good times. I've been craving like a red-haired woman. Like I want a girlfriend with red hair, but a lot of them is like you don't really know until you date them. Cause I've had a few redhead girlfriends, short one, tall one. Yeah, but a lot of them they're like me. Like they'll be brunette with a little bit of red because it's just like so scattered out, you know. Because it done scattered out, you know. Like this ain't a little island. This is a big continent. So like red-haired folks come over here, they end up, you know, like scattering their genetics type stuff. But every now and then, you'll see a red-haired. See, I never met their parents. My red-haired girlfriends, I never met their parents, so I couldn't see if like one of them or like I never just asked. Like I never asked. When I was young, I was pretty shy. So like if I had a fling, if I went to go like meet up with a woman or whatever, like I'd never like ask too many personal questions like that. But there was lots of space in between where there was like just chilling silence type thing. But yeah, I never really had a problem. It's just when we were young, we was just all about that fun, and I don't really remember a lot of last name, but I remember what they look like in their first name. It's like I remember their first name, what they look like, but I can't remember a lot of them's last name. And it's like what old man Fred was saying when I was working with him. He was 71, and he done died now from cancer. He was about 81, and he was like, that was a perverted old man, for real. Like he was kind of chubby, stocky old guy, and he was like, I don't remember what their names was, but I'd remember them if they was naked and how far I could piss in them. What the fuck? He was just making weird jokes. Like I said one joke one time about some triplets. He was like, you know how to make some triplets? You and your friend, you and your friends got to get with them. It, like he made some joke like it take 3 men to make some triplets. That dude was crazy. He was funny, but nah, he wasn't that crazy. I think he was just trying to cheer me up. He knew I was sad. A lot of folks can tell that I'm sad. Yeah, a lot of folks can tell that I'm sad. I just grew up in a broken home. That shit was stressing me out at an early age. I had to go to like 5 different schools. I sucked leaving my old friends behind. Man, if y'all don't floss, that shit stinks. Your breath will smell so bad if you don't floss. I heard this one woman one time on the game. She was like saying how she don't brush her teeth anymore because her uncle like brushed his teeth. Like he brushed his teeth too hard or whatever. And I was like, ugh. I think she said she just flosses. I don't know, but that was pretty gross. But I have seen like a doctor on here one time, or like a dentist talking about some guy that didn't brush his teeth, and like he had good teeth because the bacteria would keep the, I don't know, like it's some weird stuff. Like, how could you not brush your teeth and still have good teeth? It just, like, I've heard that before, but it's weird. It doesn't make any sense to me. Because, like, we got all this sugar in this food. Like, the plaque's gonna build up. Because I get plaque buildup right there, and every now and then, like, I'll use a needle to, like, knock them off. But it doesn't work as good as what the dentist can do. Don't be afraid of the dentist. Go to the dentist, y'all. And, yeah, it's like how that woman that started making that toothpaste, Dirty Mouth toothpaste, and it had some kind of like charcoal type, like something with the, what do you call it? something amaceous dirt. Like some of that dirt has got like nutrients in it or minerals or something, and it helps protect teeth. So she labeled it Dirty Mouth toothpaste, and she was selling it on Amazon. I never bought any, but I kind of wanted to. Like, I wanted to. So, like, every time I put money on a debit card, it was like $200 or $500, and it wasn't ever enough. It's like you have to keep going back and forth, put more money on the card or a different card. Because she was explaining how the tribes, there was some like tribes in Africa, and she was wondering how they had perfect teeth, like they had good teeth. Well, yeah, they're not addicted to sugar. They're not like eating a bunch of sugar. Like Europeans love sugar. And then like the coffee and the tea, it's like acidic and it just eats away at our teeth. And like Coca-Cola, that stuff's really bad for teeth. I didn't know these things. Like, I didn't learn them until, like, you know, by the time I was 22, I realized that my teeth was like I was losing them. Like, they was more see-through than ever before, and I was like, what the fuck? That's from all that Coca-Cola and stuff. So I shied away from that. I stopped all that. And yeah, the orange juice, like lemon juice, it's like, but there's vitamins in that stuff that'll help rebuild your teeth from what I heard. And like, there ain't no vitamins in Coca-Cola though. You know what I mean? It's like pure sugar. Well, I saw a few viewers, but nah, there's no algorithm promotion going on. Yeah, YouTube has this censorship tool. That's why a bunch of the folks that don't talk a lot of mess, that don't say things that are, you know, speaking truth to power or something, they get boosted in the like algorithm. They get promoted, like, as long as they're not talking about anything except for peculiar, unique things, like, you know, nuts and bolts or tires and gears or makeup tutorials or something, you know. Because, like, I noticed that I'm subscribed to this guy that does prayers, and he never gets any views. And I'm like, people just ain't interested in that, or he don't live stream long enough, or like, a bunch of these YouTubers that be going live, they don't get a lot of views. There was only 2 times that YouTube promoted one of my live streams after I stopped it. And I've been going live for like a year now. So what? Once every 4 months? Then I uploaded a video about cannabis and it didn't get promoted. Doesn't even have any views. Why do they strike folks down so much? It's like they trying to turn folks into cupcakes. They want you to be a cupcake. A cupcake or a piece of bread. A salty cracker. No, I was already a salty cracker before I got on here. Now I gotta pee. A salty cracker. I used to like those Triscuits. Triscuits were good.
benefits, moving, or new to Medicare, you may be eligible to enroll and apply today.
Medicare commercials are so annoying. See? But you're not supposed to let it be annoying. Happiness is a choice. No, I'm just talking just to talk. Yeah, but there ain't no algorithm up in here. I ain't stopped smoking because I care more about smoking than their greediness. But I am out. Yes, I am out of the herb. Man, they play the same 10 songs. I gotta turn this off. Fuck that. I made a party and I called it AT&T Sucks. Yeah, but it's so easy to find a date. Y'all go out and find a date, you know. Y'all probably have PTSD and don't want to. So a lot of them folks that's talking about they never want to date again, they have severe PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And it's their body, their mind is telling them, don't go through that again. So they don't even try anymore. Then they make up a lot of excuses. When in reality, they would be a completely different, they might have the best times they never thought they could have again. They just don't remember those good times. You got to focus on them good times and then try to achieve it again. It's like somebody that was a millionaire, they're not a millionaire anymore. They become depressed. They think about giving up. They don't give up, they try again, and they become a millionaire again. It's just like that. Because I used to be rolling through them. If I got out of a relationship, I'd get in another one. It was a whole lot easier after high school and with MySpace. And it just got harder because there's these dating companies that want money. And so it's like all about money now. And now there's like a bunch of ghost profiles or whatever. I don't know. But they like... Tinder, they ghosted me. Like, they didn't want me to stay on there when I wasn't even using it. So they ghosted me. So that is a good thing. And so for all the folks that think Tinder's a scam, it's not. Like, back in 2014, like, I heard a guy on the game, and like he was up in the party, and like he was saying that he had just got done having a threesome. And if that wasn't enough to like wake me up and get on Tinder, nothing is. Because that PTSD. And then after I took a vacation in like 2018, I came back. Damn, Americans need to take more vacations, but I ain't talking about like family and shit. Y'all need to go by yourself or with some friends or something. But anyways, or with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever. But anyways, that vacation brought the depression out of me, and I felt like getting on Tinder. I got on Tinder and I was like about to, make my moves. I was gonna pay for it. 'Cause it's like $120 a year. But it's like this place, like this house right here, like it makes me depressed. Like I was suffering depression because my mama, before she died, she used to come over and see me, and she would be slightly intoxicated, like she would be on that alcohol, and like having her pictures in here and stuff, like it just kept me depressed. So like I never put the money on Tinder, and eventually I took my mom's pictures and I put them in the closet because I didn't want to look at them anymore. So like that's that's part of it. That's part of it. And then like I got in my 30s and then I felt like embarrassed. Society makes us feel like embarrassed because of the way that women talk. Like a lot of them talk like they want a man that has everything, like has his own house, has his own uh it's like y'all don't even, like, I see a lot of them on TV and it's like they're just paying rent. They're just renting, and then like they might buy a house later on. But like what ended up happening with my mom and my stepdad, like he bought a house, he stayed in it about 5, 6 years, then he wanted to sell it, and then he bought another one, and that like made my mama depressed because my mama didn't want to leave that house. But that's where she developed like that. Man, she was always, man, she had a drinking problem, but she was good for like the majority of the time. It's just that, like after my stepbro died, like he committed suicide, like that just made my mama probably drink and be sad and depressed even more. Because, back when she was younger, like 23 years old, her sister died, and like they labeled it a suicide, but like they kind of thought that it was like her husband because she was gonna break up with him, and then she died. And so it was like, that dude was kind of iffy. And like that always made my mama depressed. Like every time she'd be like drinking on alcohol or something, she'd always bring up her sister's name, and she told me these stories over and over again. When she was sad and depressed because of alcohol. And it's like folks just make up excuses of reasons why to be unhappy. That's really what it is. Like the smart folks, they're happy. They know how to be happy. They lowered their standards or whatever, their standards of living, and they can still be happy. And it's like, how do you get through life without worrying about the past? Well, you'd be good to stay off the alcohol so you don't bring up that stuff and then cry about it and like talk nonstop. Because y'all know them people on like alcohol, like they'll get to rambling and they talk nonstop until they get tired and go to sleep. Like if they're like around somebody, and then if they ain't around somebody, they want to get on the phone. And nowadays they're not on the phone no more, like with a call on one-on-one. They want to go live stream on YouTube. So it's like I don't want a woman that drinks alcohol. Like, I don't want that. And then I shy away from women. Like, I cringe at the fact of trying to be a stepfather because I had a stepfather. So it's like, because I'm so picky, like, it kept me from dating a lot of those women once I got into my early 20s. And it's like, by the time I settled down, like, I was 25, 26, 27, like it wasn't the right woman. So I just broke up with her. And then I just got burnt out. Like, I just gave up on dating. And I just figured I'd stay alone and be happy with being alone. You know, my mama died like the next year, like a year and a half, 2 years after I got single. And that just kept me depressed for like a long ass time. And it's like I was too embarrassed to hang out with my friends because, you know, society like labels us a loser, like when we don't have everything. And so like I would just go pick up a bag of weed from some homies or whatever, and I would just come back home and play video games. And it's like just kind of living in despair silently, not talking to anybody for years on years on years. And like I just, whenever that war in Ukraine happened, like I wanted to try harder because I realized that like I might as well just try to put myself out there like that and just try to help people. Just be myself and try to help people and just mainly be myself, because folks, I think they don't have anybody to listen to or look up to or talk to because they're just living like the way I was. Like with that guy that studies the statistics of how many people is making babies and alive, and like a doctor like Elgenhart or Earnhardt or something like that, or professor, and he's like, the majority of people are just on downers, prescription drugs, like, you know, like Xanax or like hydrocodone or whatever, Vicodin, like all that stuff. See, because my mama, she used to take those, and she used to take antidepressants too before that. So she was on the prescription medication, which probably helped her die faster because she would mix it with alcohol. You're not supposed to mix your pills with alcohol, like even if it's a muscle relaxer or something. Like I found out all this later, like after wondering why my mama, you know, she probably wasn't eating that good. She was living by herself, you know. It was like she was broken hearted. But like my stepdad, he didn't want to put up with that like anymore. He couldn't handle it anymore. So she's the one that let her like alcohol addiction get out of control. From not, you know, like she was getting on his nerves or whatever. Because I know how it is. Anyways, they had their ups and downs all the time when I was growing up, so I figured it was a rocky road anyways. But they stayed together a long time. And but yeah, people are playing Call of Duty, they're playing video games, online video games, stoned. And what he means by that is, you know, those prescription pills from the doctor, or, you know, prescription weed now. It's prescription weed now. Like, Big Pharma's finally had the chance to just prescribe weed because the majority of people would rather have weed than pills. So, like, I was really disappointed in the state and Big Pharma and everything. And then like a few years later after my mama died, they kind of legalized it where like weed was legal. And it was like, too little too late. But what about all the people before? Like since the 70s? Like it's been just terrible. Terrible for good people that like to do, like, I hate to call it drugs because they're stimulants. The ones that are really popular, they're stimulants. Like weed is a stimulant. Just like this coffee right here. And like alcohol, that's a depressant that makes folks depressed. So why would you do it? See, they was ignorant, and it's really addicting. So that's why they was fighting over it during the prohibition and wanting it to become legal again, because it's so addicting. And the governments, like, they say that the founders of America, they didn't have anything against drugs, so it's not in the Constitution. So it's just like authoritarianism or whatever. Like they trying to, treat you like a slave or whatever. It's like they don't want you to do what, you know, they want to dictate what you can and can't put in your body, which makes no sense because like they're hypocritical because a bunch of the food has been polluted and like has chemicals in it that are not healthy for us. So it's like the regulations, they have regulations which are restrictions, which, they have standards to keep their food clean. Like this coffee right here has regulations, like it's regulated enough to where they go through like an inspection to make sure that it's clean. So it doesn't have mold in it, like in their equipment. And the same thing could be happening like with the weed and with all the drugs. Like make sure they're clean and you know there's no adulterants. Like that word's just another word for pollutants. Like if there's some different things in it. But yeah, like I went the opposite of the way my parents did. They just like they wasn't scared of making babies. Like my father's father didn't have to worry about paying child support or none of that. But he made like 10, like 8 babies, and he died at kind of an early age. He must have been only like 30 something. So I think a lot of Americans, they say a lot of the Western countries, they're having less babies. And the problem is because of money. Because of the cost of living, because of the cost of housing and food and rent and like, you know what I'm saying? Like some folks would rather rent like all their life, and then some folks, that's depressing to them. And then they make people pay taxes on their property taxes. So it's like you're still renting it, but it's just a fee. Like it's just a tax at like it's supposed to be a low rate, like a low price. So what happens is the people that don't really care, they just keep making babies. And those folks, they might grow up in a broken home. They might have a harder childhood, like a harder like upbringing. And that's just the way it is. It's like the smart folks ain't even making babies no more. But y'all should. Y'all should. Y'all should. Have that talk, you know? have that talk with your woman or your man or whatever, like your potential date, your hookup, whatever, and just don't worry about it so much. Try not to complain so much. It's okay to just talk about it. But if you're in a relationship with somebody that don't like talking, well, don't bother them about it so much. You know, get on YouTube and talk about it, or, you know, get a friend and talk about it, or like, you know, some folks, they go to their therapist, their counselor or whatever, and they talk about it. It's like, write a book or something. Because I know that you could be in a type of relationship where your significant other, like the person you're with, they don't like talking about all that stuff. They don't want to be burdened with thinking about that stuff. There's people like that. And like I said, there's people that'll, you know, talk about all this kind of stuff with you, but they don't even brush their teeth. uh, I guess it could be a good thing. I don't know. Well, it's really weird. The ticker went from 0 to 3, and then it stayed 3 for like 10 seconds, and then it was 0. I mean, how is that even possible? There is 0 chat. There's 0 chat. I don't see any chat. And it's better for it to be 0 chats than negative or stupid comments. Like, I'm trying not to speak negative. But I think I would be a good counselor or therapist. Like, I'm one of those type of people. Like, I'm good at, like, I would be good as a shaman. You know, it's like, figure out what you're good at in life and then work on that. But always have something that, you know, like, always, like, know that there's those jobs that you could just fall back on and just have for a little while, and you don't have to work that job forever. You know, you can just save up a good chunk of money and then quit for a little while. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. And that is nasty. That is nasty. Hemp and tobacco mixed together. Gross. Can't even get high off this stuff. Might as well just take a couple puffs and leave it. Well, I feel like getting off of here. I said what I had to say. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. Alright, well, y'all have a good one, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace and blessings, and take it easy on yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself.